Welcome back, my dear students, to learn more about reproduction in organism. That is part 2. So in our previous class, we started with the introduction part. Then we have seen the two types of sexual reproduction, that is asexual and sexual reproduction. So we started with asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is a method in which a single individual or a parent is capable of producing offsprings. As a result, the offsprings that are produced are not only identical to another but also exact copies of their parents. So they are termed as colon. So colon may come for 1 mark question in theory part. Define colon. So you are supposed to write the answer for this. The term colon is used to describe organisms who are morphologically and genetically similar. The individual who are morphologically and genetically similar, such individuals we call colons. So let us learn more. There are certain organisms, they reproduce by cell division, which you have seen in case of amoeba. So let me pass on to give you more examples like yeast. When you take an example of yeast, the division is unequal and a small bud are produced that remain attached initially to the parent cell, which eventually gets separated and mature into new yeast organism. If you see on your screen, I have quoted or I have written zoospore. So the members of kingdom fungi and simple plants such as algae reproduce through a special asexual reproductive structure. The common of these is zoospores. So certain fungi and plants like algae, they are going to reproduce. The reproduction is going to carry out with a special kind of structures. We call it as reproductive structure, asexual reproductive structure. In algae, they are going to reproduce through zoospores. So another question in the theory, what are zoospores? They are motile asexual spores of algae and fungi. They use flagella for locomotion. You can write this one, or you can write in another form. Zoospores are asexual reproductive structure found in algae and fungi. If they tell you to describe, you are supposed to describe in this way. They are motile and they use flagella to move from one place to another place. Have a look. I have given a picture. So zoospores look like this. Let me proceed with another reproductive structure which I have explained you just now, that is bud. In yeast, the cell division is unequal and a small bud are produced initially. These are attached to a parent cell, later get separated and develop into new individual. In hydra also you can see a small outgrowth, through that hydra reproduce. So bud or zoospores are the asexual reproductive structures. Let me proceed on to next one, that is conidia. Conidia, these are the asexual spores of fungus generated by mitosis. And the example is penicillium. These are the questions which are going to come in the theory part for the 1 mark questions. They may ask you what are colon, they may ask you what are zoospore, or they may ask you what are conidia, or given examples for a sexual reproductive structure which will proceed with the conidia. So you are supposed to give the example penicillium. In phylum Ascomycetes, like fungi, conidia develops on a special stalk, conidiophore. Next asexual reproductive structure is gemmules. These are the internal buds of freshwater sponge. They resist drought, high temperature, freezing, lack of oxygen. So in case of sponges, you are going to see a special reproductive structure asexual reproductive structure, we call it as gemmules. So they are going to form internally, they are going to get protected because they can get resistant towards drought, or they'll get resistant to a high temperature or a freezing, lack of oxygen, etc. So they produces gemmules on their body. Now, when we have seen in case of a unicellular organism, in the same way, let me tell you asexual reproduction which is going to carry out in plants. So here asexual reproduction in plant is termed as vegetative propagules or vegetative reproduction. Vegetative reproduction in plants are going to carry out by forming vegetative propagules. So naturally it is going to occur by runner, rhizome, suckers, tuber, offset and bulb. So these are the vegetative propagules. They are capable of giving rise to new offsprings. Since the formation of these structure does not involve two parents, the process involves in asexual reproduction. So my dear students, this vegetative reproduction, this may come for 5-mark question. Write down the vegetative propagules of the following. A, B, C, D, 5 they will ask. So you are supposed to write the vegetative propagules for the following plants. Okay. So the examples for the runner or stolon, they will ask you the example. It is a cylinder stem that grows horizontally to the ground. Naturally it cut off and separated to develop into a new individual. So for the runner you are supposed to give the example strawberry. Strawberry is the best example for the runner. Runner, a vegetative propagule through which it is going to carry out a vegetative reproduction. Then comes rhizome. It is the modified underground stem. If the rhizome is separated into pieces, each piece may be able to give rise to a new plant. Best example is ginger and kenna. Have a look on the picture, you will understand. Ginger and kenna are the best example for rhizome. Coming to the suckers, it has a basal shoot, root, sprout, adventitious shoot. It grows from a bud at the base of a tree or shrub on form its root. Example is cherry and apple. The best example for the sucker is cherry and apple. Coming to the next vegetative propagule, that's tuber. Tubers modified plant structure that are enlarged to store nutrients. These are short, thickened underground stem. It bears minute scaly leaves with a bud. It has the ability for developing into a new plant. So tuber, you can quote a best example, potato. Next is offset. Offset is a small, virtual, complete daughter plant that asexually produce on the mother plant. So example is water hyacinth. Coming to the bulb. A bulb is a short stem with a fleshy leaves or a leaf base. So for the bulb you can quote an example onion, garlic, etc. So now proceeding with a new concept, that is why water hyacinth is termed as terror of Bengal. There is a weed which is brought from some other place by fascinating towards their leaves and the flower, and it become a terror for the Bengal. Why it is called so? So let me tell you why it is called so. Aquatic plant called water hyacinth, scientifically it is called Eichhornia, is considered as a terror of Bengal because it drains out the oxygen present in the water, and the organisms or the animals who are present in the water were getting died off due to non-availability of oxygen. So it is considered as terror of Bengal. It was first introduced in India because of beautiful flower and shape of the leaf. As I said you, the people get fascinated by seeing the beautiful flower and the shape. They were not knowing the disadvantage that they are going to draw out or they are going to drain out the oxygen present in the water. So the after planting them or after growing them into the lake in the Bengal, they come to know that majority of the water bodies animals were dying off due to non availability of oxygen. So it is termed as terror of Bengal. It rapidly reproduces by vegetative method, just now I have said you, by offset. In short period, it drains oxygen from the water. That leads to the death of fishes, hence it considered as a water weed. Very important. Again, for the point of theory, they will ask you a question. Why water hyacinth is termed as terror of Bengal? Or water hyacinth is called terror of Bengal, justify. This may be the question which can come in the theory part. So you are supposed to write the answer as it drains out the oxygen from the water which leads to the death of aquatic animals. Hence it is considered as water hyacinth. So thank you students. I'll wind up my session for asexual reproduction. We'll proceed with the sexual reproduction in part 3. Thank you.